Welcome back to our NCAA football win total series. Today we are looking at the independents, the three schools without conference affiliation, and we're going to start with Connecticut, UConn. And it wasn't that long ago. This was a pretty good school. Randy Edsels took them over in 2000, had them in a bowl game in '04, and then bowl games in '07, '8, '9, and 10, including a Fiesta Bowl in 2010. He would leave, and honestly, things never were the same. They make one bowl game in 2015. Edsel comes back in 17. He's awful. 3 wins, 1 win, 2 wins. COVID year. Starts 0-2 and gets fired. Lou Spanos comes in. He's 1-9. So then in 2022, Jim Mora shows up. Shocks everybody. 6-7 with a Myrtle Beach Bowl loss. And last year was hoping to repeat, but it was a tough schedule. They lost to NC State to start the year, at Georgia State, lost to FIU at home, lost to 18th-ranked Duke at the time. Utah State at home was a loss. They go on the road and beat Rice. Then they lose to South Florida, at Boston College, at Tennessee, and at James Madison. They do end the year, though, with 2 wins. They beat Sacred Heart and UMass on the road. It is a 3-9 season for Jim Mora in the second season. But honestly, the offense was a major issue last year. They just could not pass the ball. And we're going to see a better passing game. So Nick Evers comes in. He was at Oklahoma, was way down the depth chart. Went to Wisconsin, was down the depth chart. But he's still a good quarterback. He's going to be at UConn. He's got a good arm. They've got receivers, too. While Justin Jolly is gone, Brett Buckman's back. They also bring in 2 really good transfers, TJ Sheffield from Purdue and Skylar Bell from Wisconsin. At running back, Cam Edwards was pretty good last year, 618 yards, 4 scores. They also bring in Darrell Robinson from Charlotte, Mel Brown from Gardner-Webb. So they're going to have a good rotation of running backs. The offensive line was pretty good last year. They bring back 2 good offensive tackles. They bring in some transfers, and they should be set this year on the offensive line. The offense should be much better. On defense, they do have to fill some holes, and there's some depth issues. But it shouldn't be a bad defense. They have Jelani Stafford on the inside. Price Yates is a pretty good pass rusher. They have the Tulsa transfer J.D. Simons at the nose. Should be an okay defensive line. The linebacking core is basically a start over, but there's 3 great transfers. Troy's Jaden McDonald, Julian Simon from USC, Aaron Key from Western Kentucky. They should all jump in and start right away. Safeties are good. Ronte Jones is back. He was second on the team last year with 72 stops. Malik Dixon-Williams was awesome, but missed half the year getting hurt. Corner, they brought in some transfers, but that is probably the weakest spot of their team. If they get the passing game going, though, this should be a much better team. They open August 31st at Maryland. That will probably be a loss, but then September 7th, they get Merrimack. That will be a win. They're at Duke, probably a loss. Florida Atlantic at home, toss-up. Buffalo on the 28th, Temple on October 5th. They could get 2 wins there before a bye. They do host Wake Forest this year. That will probably be a loss. But then they get Rice and Georgia State at home. They could easily win both those games. Definitely Rice. Georgia State a toss-up. They're at UAB. I lean loss there. Another bye at Syracuse. I would lean loss. And then they're at UMass, which should be a win. So when I break down this schedule, I think they start the season 3-3. I think they get Merrimack. I think they get Buffalo. I think they get Temple. I think they get one of Rice and Georgia State, if not both. And then they finish with UMass. And they should get a win there. The over-under set at 4.5. Most books actually have the over favored, but one doesn't. And we're going to hit Bet Rivers. They're over 4.5 is sitting at -104. And that's going to be our pick. UConn, over 4.5 wins, -104. If you like this content, make sure to hit the like button, share it, and definitely subscribe to the channel. We'll be back next time with our one of our last independents. We've got Massachusetts and then Notre Dame.